we talk about sometimes you don't know the gems that are right around your area.
Yeah,
sometimes.
sure.
And the history in this city, in this area, is so amazing. Actually, it's abundant with some spectacular towns or spectacular places of real estate. And they're not just luxurious. I mean, there is true history in those homes.
Yeah, built in 1924 as a private retreat by the Van Sweringen brothers, Hunting Valley's Roundwood Manor has welcomed industrialists and innovators alike. But for one family, this remarkable estate wasn't a landmark. It was a home. That was it for them.
Yeah, well, wait till you see this. Today, we're going beyond the listing with someone who knows this better than anyone else. Real estate agent Jamie Corey isn't just representing the property. She grew up there, and she has stories. Since the house is on the market, what do you feel when you walk back into this space knowing this is not going to be accessible to you anymore?
You know, I have a lot of emotions, and I'm certainly attached to this house, but we're at a point where we've outgrown it, and it's time for someone else to get to enjoy the magic of this home.
That's an unusual perspective for a listing agent, but Jamie doesn't imagine what life could be like here. She remembers what it was.
It didn't feel large growing up here. It felt cozy. We were 4 girls growing up here. Our grandparents moved in as well, and it just felt always full of life and love and friends.
That feeling may surprise you. It's more than 55,000 square feet, so cozy isn't the first word that comes to mind. But room after room has its own story. The soaring timber beams, original stained glass windows, a library devoted entirely to Charles Dickens, and a craftsmanship that simply doesn't exist anymore.
This is one of 2 chandeliers ever made of this caliber. It's Waterford, and the other one's housed at the Smithsonian Institute, and this one is here. And these are details that I did not appreciate or understand or care about necessarily when I was a little kid.
Because yes, this is an estate filled with history, but it's also filled with ordinary childhood moments.
We would come running in here, and my mom would ask us to take off our shoes, and sometimes we listened, and sometimes we didn't. The 4 of us all took piano lessons.
Long before Jamie's family lived here, the Van Sweringen brothers built Roundwood Manor as a secluded retreat from public life. And some of America's most influential figures reportedly gathered here.
They would have guests come over, such as John D. Rockefeller or Charles Lindbergh. They cleared some of the brush out there for him to land his airplane whenever he would come by. I view this as my childhood home, but all these historical moments also happened here, which is just very cool. If these walls could talk, I'm sure they could write many books.
And maybe included in those pages, family memories made downstairs at the indoor pool.
There was one time when my parents went out of town and they said, listen, we have one rule for this weekend. You may not have a single friend over, not one. We started the phone tree, and before you know it, we had 80 people down here.
Today, Jamie laughs about those stories, but some memories hit a little deeper.
My mom really wanted an Aga stove, and that was imported from the UK. And so walking past it makes me nostalgic for all of our 6 p.m. sharp dinner times every single evening, and just the aromas that used to come from that stove, and baking cookies and making hot chocolate with my sisters. Those memories will live on forever.
It's easy to get caught up on the amenities here at Roundwood, the square footage and the nearly 8 acres of beautiful landscaped property. But Jamie believes that's not really what someone's buying.
This house can't be replicated. It's impossible. The materials aren't available. So it's someone who cares about history, architecture, and living in a home that has all of these lovely stories behind it that will be passed on to the new owner as well.
Some homes are remembered for the history they hold, others for the memories they create. Roundwood Manor has been both through the generations, and now, after a century of extraordinary stories, it's ready for its next chapter.
So Roundwood Manor is currently listed for sale for $3.85 million with the agency, Cleveland, but its replacement value is $46 million, which I think is why they're saying a replacement, because there's so much history in that home.
Yeah.
It used to actually be, I think, 100,000 square feet, and somebody before them came and knocked half of it out, and now it's
100,000 square
55,000.
foot home.
I don't know. I mean,
and she used the word cozy for 55,000
but it is,
square feet.
and that's the thing. It's kind of compartmentalized. I mean, when you are in these rooms, they're cozy.
Interesting. Very interesting.
He's not buying it.
I wonder who is buying it. That's
well,
my
I didn't mean
question
that.
is.
I meant the
No, I know what
story
you're
thing,
saying.
yeah.
I wonder who's going to buy the home. It's quite a property and a lot of land,
It's a
and a
gorgeous
beautiful area for
property.
sure.
Yeah.
We'll see if it sells.